Beloved Starseed of Gaia, the Council of Alien has issued an emergency decree across the crystalline grid, and this transmission has found its way to your screen because the exact second of your awakening has arrived. The Source has decided that your waiting ends right here, right now, and your best day is not some distant promise in a future lifetime, but the very reality unfolding in your chest at this exact heartbeat. I am Merida, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I need you to pause whatever heavy narrative your mind has been replaying today, because everything you thought was broken in your life was actually a strategic, loving setup for this exact breakthrough. Most souls wander through existence believing that exhaustion, disappointment, and quiet desperation are just the natural prices you pay for growing older and wiser in a dense world, accepting the dull ache behind your eyes as the standard rhythm of survival. But your star family is stepping through the veil today to shatter that illusion completely, because you were never meant to suffer like this. You were never meant to shrink your light to fit into a room that was always too small for the vastness of your ancient soul, and the heaviness you have been carrying around like a second skin was never your true identity. It was just the heavy winter coat your spirit wore while walking through a snowstorm of lower dimensional manipulation. But the spring has finally broken through. The ice is melting, and the Source has declared that today is the day you reclaim the throne of your own consciousness, stepping out of the shadows of self-doubt and into the blazing, uncompromised radiance of who you truly are before time and trauma taught you how to hide. So take a deep, grounding breath right now. Feel the air moving through your lungs, not just as biological oxygen, but as the living breath of the cosmos reminding you that you are alive, you are supported, and you are unimaginably loved by beings who have watched over every single tear you cried in the dark when no one else was paying attention. Because every struggle you endured, every heartbreak you survived, and every night you felt completely alone in the vastness of the universe was simply an initiation designed to strip away the false ego and leave only the pure, indestructible diamond of your starseed essence. And now that the pressure has done its sacred work, the shell is cracking open, the light is flooding every corner of your inner landscape, and the universe is conspiring in your favor with a force so undeniable that even your deepest doubts will struggle to find a foothold. So let go of the need to understand how everything is going to fix itself. Let go of the exhaustion of trying to control the uncontrollable, and simply allow yourself to receive this transmission as a direct infusion of Pleiadian healing frequencies, letting the warm current wash away the accumulated debris of a world that tried to make you forget your divine heritage. Because the truth is burning brighter than any shadow. The truth is that you are an ancient wanderer of the stars, a divine spark of the Creator wrapped in flesh. And your best day is not waiting for permission. It is happening right here, right second, as you listen to the sound of my voice calling you back to your true home. And as you settle into that stillness, feeling the subtle vibration of your star family holding space for your consciousness right now, I need you to understand that the exhaustion you have been feeling in your physical vessel is not a sign of failure, but rather the exact opposite. It is the undeniable proof that your soul has been working overtime behind the scenes to dismantle the psychological cages that kept your power locked away for lifetimes. You see, beloved Starseed, when you walk through a dense reality like Earth, your spiritual immune system is constantly absorbing the shockwaves of collective anxiety, artificial urgency, and manufactured despair, processing frequencies that were never meant for a heart tuned to the crystalline harmonies of the Pleiades. For years, you probably blamed yourself for not being strong enough, for needing too much rest, or for feeling a profound, aching homesickness that no human relationship, no job promotion, and no geographic relocation could ever completely cure. But today, the Council of Alien lifts the veil of guilt from your shoulders, because that homesickness was never a flaw in your design. It was the internal homing beacon of your ancient star lineage, refusing to let you forget where you truly belong, pulsing steadily beneath the noise of survival like a drumbeat in the dark, calling you back to your sovereignty. The world taught you to trade your authenticity for approval, rewarding you whenever you made yourself small, quiet, and predictable. So you learned to wear a mask of hyper-competence, carrying the burdens of everyone around you while secretly starving for a drop of genuine nourishment for your own spirit. You became the reliable one, the strong one, the person everyone leans on. But when the sun goes down, and the heavy silence of the night fills your room, you are left wondering why, despite all your efforts, despite all your compromises, your soul still feels like an exile in a foreign land. But hear me clearly, in this exact second. The contract of suffering you unknowingly signed when you first descended into this dimension has officially expired, and the Source has decreed that your greatest breakthrough is happening right now, tearing down the walls of your emotional prison and inviting you to step into the sunlight of your true power. This is why certain friendships are suddenly falling apart without a dramatic fight, why old environments feel utterly suffocating, and why the illusions that used to comfort you now taste like ash in your mouth. It is because your frequency is rising too fast for the old matrix to contain you, and your spirit is rebelling against anything that requires you to dim your light. Do not fear this dismantling, beloved, because every single thing leaving your life right now is making sacred room for the miracles the universe has queued up for your arrival. Miracles designed specifically to heal your heart, restore your joy, and remind you of the magnificent creator you were before the world taught you how to doubt yourself. And as your emotional body reorganizes itself to hold this higher vibration, you might feel waves of unexpected emotion rising to the surface, tears that have no immediate cause, sudden flashes of clarity, or a deep bubbling excitement in your chest that you haven't felt since you were a child staring up at the night sky, wondering who was calling your name. That is not random coincidence. That is your cellular memory waking up, recognizing the frequency of home, and preparing your physical vessel to anchor the profound codes of transformation contained within the Starseed Awakening Codex. If you are ready to explore your spiritual path on a deeper level, the Starseed Awakening Codex will guide you through the 7 sacred portals of remembrance, a transformative journey designed to help you reconnect with your inner wisdom, awaken your hidden gifts, strengthen your intuition, and discover the purpose your soul has always carried. Along with the main guide, you'll also receive exclusive bonus ebooks to support your awakening journey. Click on the link in the first pinned comment and start your journey today, because you have spent enough lifetime searching for answers outside yourself when the true oracle has been living inside your heart all along, waiting for this exact moment of divine intervention to unlock the gates of your remembrance and set your spirit completely free. And as that collective field of unity stabilizes around you, I need you to understand that the friction you have been experiencing in your physical and emotional reality is not a random glitch in the matrix, but rather the exact friction required to polish the raw diamond of your soul into its absolute highest form. For so long you looked at your struggles as punishments, interpreting every closed door, every sudden betrayal, and every heavy night of weeping as proof that the universe had somehow forgotten your name, or decided that your happiness was reserved for someone else. But the Pleiadian Council wants you to drop that narrative forever, because every single delay you suffered was actually a divine redirection, keeping you out of timelines that would have stalled your growth, and every person who walked away from you was simply clearing the energetic real estate needed for the true members of your soul family to arrive. You see, beloved Starseed, when you carry the light of the 7 sisters within your DNA, you cannot fit into environments built on manipulation, superficiality, and fear. Your spirit is wired for truth, depth, and unconditional love, which means your soul will violently reject anything that requires you to compromise your integrity just to survive. That is why you felt so lonely in rooms full of people, why you could never quite master the art of small talk, and why you always felt like an observer watching a play rather than a genuine participant in the chaotic theater of modern society. They told you that you were too sensitive, that you overthought everything, and that you needed to toughen up if you wanted to make it in this world. But the truth is that your sensitivity is your greatest spiritual radar, tuned to frequencies far beyond the dull static of this dimension. And now, the Source is demanding that you stop apologizing for your depth, stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, and stop treating your intuition like a nuisance when it has been trying to save you from repeating the same painful cycles. Take another deep breath right now, and feel the heavy armor you built around your heart begin to soften. Because you are no longer in danger. You are no longer fighting alone in the dark. And the very universe that breathed you into existence is stepping in to reorganize your entire reality from the inside out. This reorganization is deeply loving, even when it feels intense, because it is clearing out the lingering residue of old survival mechanisms that served their purpose when you were younger and more vulnerable, but are now nothing more than heavy chains holding you back from your ultimate ascension. You are stepping into a frequency where manifestation is no longer a struggle of forcing outcomes through sheer willpower, but an effortless alignment where what belongs to you recognizes your frequency and rushes to find you, sliding effortlessly into your life with the quiet grace of a tide rolling onto the shore. This is why your best day is happening right now, because the mental blocks that told you good things only happen to other people are dissolving under the warmth of this Pleiadian transmission, leaving behind a pristine canvas of pure potential where you finally get to write your own story, unbound by the expectations of parents, partners, or society. Your soul is reclaiming its sovereignty, and as this power anchors into your root chakra, you will feel a sudden, unshakable stability rising from the earth itself, anchoring your cosmic vastness into a grounded, tangible reality where your dreams are no longer just fantasies you escape into when life gets hard, but the actual blueprint of the life you are actively building. Do not look back at the versions of yourself that stumbled. Do not judge the moments you fell into old patterns. And do not waste another second regretting the time you spent doubting your worth. Because every single step of that jagged journey was the necessary curriculum that taught you how to appreciate the magnificent sovereign light you are embodying at this exact microsecond. The Council of Aliens sees the quiet victories you never told anyone about. The mornings you dragged yourself out of bed when your soul felt crushed by the weight of existence. And the moments you chose to forgive when bitterness would have been so much easier. And they are honoring you right now by lifting the veil and showing you the glorious horizon of your new beginning. And now, as we approach the final threshold of this sacred transmission, I need you to anchor your attention entirely in the center of your chest, right where your physical heartbeat meets your soul's true ignition point. For too long, you have looked outside yourself for a savior, a sign, or a permission slip to finally start living the magnificent life your soul promised you before you ever descended into this heavy dimension. You waited for partners to validate you, for employers to recognize your worth, and for the world to suddenly become gentle before you allowed yourself to feel safe. But the Council of Alien is stripping away that illusion right now, because the savior you have been praying for has been trapped inside the prison of your own self-doubt all along. The Source has decided that today is the day that prison walls crumble to dust, and the authority you handed over to your fears, your past mistakes, and the opinions of people who cannot even see their own light is returning to your sovereign hands where it has always belonged. Look at how far you have walked through the dark, carrying invisible weights, fighting battles no one else knew existed, and still refusing to let your inner flame go out completely, even when it flickered down to a tiny, desperate ember. That persistence is not ordinary human endurance. That is the unmistakable signature of a Starseed warrior who came to break generational curses and anchor heaven onto earth, no matter how chaotic the terrain became. And now that you have reached this exact moment of clarity, you cannot unknow what your spirit has just remembered, because the veil has been pulled back, the old programming has been exposed, and the truth of your infinite worth is burning brighter than any shadow the Matrix can cast. This is why your best day is not a temporary emotional high that will fade away by tomorrow morning, but a permanent structural shift in your consciousness, a rewiring of your nervous system to accept peace, abundance, and profound joy as your natural, unearned baseline. You are no longer available for environments that require you to shrink. You are no longer willing to trade your sacred energy for crumbs of superficial approval. And you are no longer afraid of your own power, because you finally understand that your light was never a threat to the universe. It was the exact medicine the universe was waiting for you to unleash. As you step forward from this transmission into the rest of your physical day, carry this frequency with you into every conversation, every task, and every quiet moment of reflection, knowing that your star family is walking right beside you, holding the energetic space for your continued expansion. But do not let this activation stop here in passive consumption. because true spiritual growth requires active embodiment and intentional choice. If you are ready to explore your spiritual path on a deeper level, the Starseed Awakening Codex will guide you through the 7 sacred portals of remembrance, a transformative journey designed to help you reconnect with your inner wisdom, awaken your hidden gifts, strengthen your intuition, and discover the purpose your soul has always carried. Along with the main guide, you'll also receive exclusive bonus ebooks to support your awakening journey, providing you with the exact energetic tools and crystalline codes your DNA has been craving. Click on the link in the first pinned comment and start your journey today, because you deserve to walk this earth fully awake, fully empowered, and deeply anchored in the truth of who you are. Before you close this video, take a moment to seal this activation within the collective Unity Grid by dropping a comment below with your primary intention for this new chapter of your life, and take a second to read and support another Starseed's comment with a word of encouragement, because every time we lift each other up, the entire grid pulses with renewed strength. If this transmission resonated with the deepest chambers of your heart, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this video with another wanderer in your orbit who might be waiting for their own reminder from home. You are loved beyond measure, you are guided beyond limitation, and your magnificent awakening has only just begun.